2, 1, and we are live. Hello, and welcome to Cohesion Fan TV. I am Belo. I'm your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Amakosi Football Club, and today we are talking about something that is really important. And I think before we even continue with today's video, right, I want to address certain things, yeah? Because let me see if I can do this. And talk about director of your own stream. Let me do this. We're talking about the thing that could save Zwane his job at Kaizer Chiefs, yeah? Because there have been talks after that loss against the Arrows, which was not good, which is really difficult to defend. There's been a lot of talk, people talking about how Zwane ended up being escorted by the SAPS and usually what that means and stuff like that. But there are also certain things that have been said by Kaizer Chiefs himself, talking about Tuguti, the board and everyone are fully behind Umangete. Basically, Umangete is the one who's going to continue coaching the team, which is not something that we can rely on and say, oh, that's the gospel, that's the truth. It's not going to change, right? Because we know this, like teams come out, they make statements, Ugutu are backing the manager. The only time that a team comes out and says, oh, it just didn't work, is after firing the coach. No team ever comes out while they still have the coach with them. No team comes out and says, we're firing the coach. They only say that after the coach has already been fired. So let me just start another poll and ask you guys, do you think Zwane will finish the season? Because I don't want to go by what I hear a few people saying. I want to see the actual stats from the people who are watching this channel. Guti, how many people actually think he will finish the season? And this is not, do you want Zwane to finish the season? No, it's, do you think he will finish the season? Like, do you think Chiefs will fire him, or do you think they will just keep him as the coach and then afterwards then the Chiefs can do something else? So for me personally, I will say this, Uguti. I do want to say this thing because there are people who say that, okay, let me just make it straight. It seems like I'm defending Zwane. There is a part of me that says Zwane is at fault for certain things that have happened with Chiefs. But it would be a mistake from my part or from anyone else to just focus on the fact that Zwane has made mistakes and not focus on the part where the players have made mistakes, not focus on the management making mistakes. I wouldn't even call it mistakes. If you've been doing it for 8 years in a row, does it still qualify as a mistake? I don't think it qualifies as a mistake. So I'm there, Uguti. There is Uguti Zwane himself has not done himself a favor, but on the other hand as well, there is Uguti, the management, the players, different people are still responsible. So having said that, then I can't just sit here and say, oh, it's all Zwane's fault and Zwane needs to go. I will say though, Uguti, it is partly Zwane's fault, and that can lead to him going, So I mean, I think kukhona, and I admit this, I won't lie, I admit this ukuthi there could be, or there is a bias towards Zwane because I think he can lead the Chiefs. I still believe that. However, that's not to say I'm not being reasonable, because people will be like, they will purposely reject the things that we've seen with Chiefs. Yes, Chiefs might not be winning games, Chiefs might be letting go of easy wins, but there are foundations that are being built, right? At the same time, kukhona nokuba naive in how Zwane does things. You understand where I'm at. I'm pointing out the good that Zwane does, but also the bad that he does. So setting up the team from the start, it's usually the system is good enough. Is good and not good enough. But when you look at the personnel that he selects, you find Upimenyimana, Funane grounding. That's poor selection. You find Utoli is out of form. He's still getting selected. Poor selection. You still find Ukwinika in the team. Shouldn't be getting selected Ukwinika. So you see, when it comes to his selection Zwane, yabadlali, it's not good enough. But when it comes to the system, because at times you can see even those poor players, they try and execute. They come and execute everyone. They execute the system that Zwane wants them to play. And when it does that, and when the players do that, then you can tell, okay, there is a system that these players are given. But then, second half, that's where Zwane just disappears into whatever. Because there is not a time that the season Zwane has said or has made a sub that I was like, oh, that was genius. The only person who's come from the bench and did magic was Umashiane in the game Marispec United. But Nakona was scrambling. It was just a move that was made earlier. You could see he's gonna come in and make a difference. So in a way, it's like Zwane fails to select abadlali, and yes, that could be favoritism. It's not that he fails, he just chooses to pick them in Yak. And then on top of that, you have him failing to bring on the right players in the second half. As such, Ikemiba lost lap. But we can't just say, oh, because of how he ends, he doesn't begin well. Because somewhere in between, if a team is creating chances and missing those chances, what's the problem? People will say, "Hayi, value image." Ngizothatha mina Ralph Ragnick. Wavusa wonke ama-team ako Leipzig, wavusa every other team. And then I will take coaches who have coached Rashford before. And then I will say Rashford has been missing chances in previous years when he got chances and he didn't score those chances. Yet they gave him Upeni, and all of a sudden Rashford is now scoring. Like game in, game out, Marcus Rashford is scoring. Where's that coming from? Even he himself has admitted Uguti Ndabaga Penny being there and being the striker coach has helped him massively. So you're telling me Uguti, a world-class player like Marcus Rashford needs a coaching striker to do things, and then yet to help him become better. You're telling me Uguti, a coach like Erik ten Hag, who's such a good coach, who's managed to change Ajax Amsterdam and get them to play at the later stages of the Champions League, and to take Man United that we thought was dead and buried, and he has made them number 3 on the log, and now they're in a conversation of being title contenders. Yet that coach, that very same coach who's that good, still needs a Benny McCarthy who's going to train it like Kazak. So if you have Benny McCarthy helping Erik ten Hag, why can you not have Sean Bartlett helping Kaizer Chiefs? I'm just making an example. Why can't you hire another person who's going to be a striker coach for your Chiefs? Because we're sitting here talking about how chances are being missed at Chiefs and people are saying it's Zwane's fault. Ngeke uZwane bambe inyawo zabadlali. So I'm just saying ukuthi people need to recognize ukuthi there are other things that I feel like we are purposely ignoring around uZwane because we've fixed our minds ekutheni no, Zwane must go and that's it. And because of that, our arguments, as much as City labantu who are defending Zwane are emotional, kwathina we're being emotional. Well, mina vele I've admitted ukuthi there is a part of me that is biased towards Zwane because I still think he can do it because of the foundation and some of the glimpses that I've seen, and because I believe he can do it. So that's what I'm saying, Guti. It's easy to dismiss uZwane and everything that we have seen Guti can do, but also must also be able to look at what he has and not forget Pitso's first season at Sundowns, which people conveniently forget about, right? People conveniently forget about how hard Pitso's season at Sundowns was. People conveniently forget about Mikel Arteta's season at Arsenal, right? But ngoba uZwane ngoba mnyama, because people have said this thing live ukuthi we need a white coach. Ngempela sisizothi manje indaba isisekutheni ibala lakhe linjani kahleni. Please do like the video, by the way. Let me read some of your comments. Usimba says he needs support, not shame. He does need his support. Ukuthi indaba yokuthi Usimba says he needs support, not shame. He does need support because, well, if you think about it, he does not have a set piece coach. We have scored some set pieces this season, but we don't have like a dedicated set piece coach who just deals with that part. Because this is modern football. If you're going to compete with Sundowns, a coach or a coach about 3, and then when are you expecting the same results from a team that is being coached by 2 coaches without experience? You go to Sundowns, they have Mangoba, they have Steve. All those guys have more experience. And then no Rulani now experience in coaching as being a senior team coach, go Pirates. And then on this side, you have Shepard, you have Zwane, no experience, yet the technical team is so thin. It's even smaller than, I don't even know good things routine. Our technical team is thin, and you're expecting ridiculous good results and perfect things. Yeah, at this point, I would rather have someone uzoba sebenchini, even if Umlifinsege, we don't know what his role is, and I didn't like him coaching Bafana. But if he was assistant or some kind of advisor who sits on the bench with uZwane, I would be much more comfortable knowing Guti he's getting more and adequate support on that bench, just to echo Simba's point. And then Uspesile says, I honestly think that Kaizer Chiefs management knows for a fact that they have a hand in where Kaizer Chiefs is today. They know they should have supported Zwane financially with quality players. The thing is, the difference in relationship with Zwane and management is like this. They know what they can get rid of him, right? They just know that we can get rid of Zwane and no one will care. And at this point, all management needs, they don't need to fire uZwane and look like bad people. If they fire uZwane Chiefs right now, they will look like heroes. Everyone will say thank you management, and then they will forget the nonsense the Chiefs will subject us to the moment they fire him. You get me? So there's this thing, Yoguti, the moment they fire Zwane, Chiefs fans will be, oh, siyabonga, director, siyabonga, Bobby, nasixoshela Zwane out. To what end? Because at that time, then you have a situation where now you need to find another coach that they want back, and then a few months later he will lose matches, and then the same fans that were saying Zwane out will be saying Krakakovic out. I'm just choosing a Slavic surname so that it sounds because people phela bathi manje kumele kube coach from Europe, but there's no backing. A team, an entire team playing without a defensive midfield, and we're expecting Aibo. Pepe Ngwenya uti hi guys. Welcome. Pepe. Theo says wait, cause Theo says molo mpilo mfowethu eish bese ndingasabi ngeleli kwezinsuku ziqedhileyo bengikwatile. As I think one of the best moments of my life when I come back to SA will be meeting you, Theo. I think I just like your vibes from your texts, from what you write here on the chat. I'm looking forward to the day where I meet you actually face to face and say, hey, Theo, I think I'll like you. I already like you before I even see you. Avela says, hi, Mpilo. Hey, today you came with some Super Sport presenter face version. Wait, how is my face? It's probably because I'm using the camera. I don't know. Also, I'm trying to be less louder. No, quieter. That's the word. I'm trying to be quieter because there's a new housemate who's living next to me. So now I'm trying to be quieter. But if the picture quality is better or the video quality is better, it's because I'm using a camera today and my phone is over here. I don't know. Is the picture quality better? I bought this camera gemali, so we better have a better quality. But let me continue with the comment who says, but I like it, bruh. I'm only here to listen to your amazing mind works today. I love how you articulate and convey opinions. Thank you, Lero Avela. I'm trying to be better. I actually have this book here. Do you see? Alex Ferguson. I want to finish this book. I haven't even started it, but I want to read it. Funny enough, I thought the book had something else here, but it doesn't. It's just Alex Ferguson. So I want to just see what went through this man's mind. Alex Ferguson, the biography and everything. Lapo, I hate United, but this is the closest football book that I could find here. So, well, I'm gonna read it. Obviously, I want to learn and be better because siyafunda nathi. But thank you, Avela. Dominic says, Olampilo, khona into oke wayisho, our team bakora just one goal bese behlisa ipace yegame yabo. Naye uZwane unawa wakhe amaphutha, but mina ngiblame abadlali kakhulu. Ilapho na Dominic, my brother. Yabo, the thing is this. We the ones like Dominic and I are saying Mangete must stay. Why? Because the players also are bad. Yabo, if this was just down to Zwane and it's clear and it's blatant, all the mistake, literally everything that happens with Chiefs is down to Zwane, then I would say fire Zwane right now. But then I look at the misses, I look at the mistakes we make at the back, I look at just the things that our players are doing, then I'm like, but we can't just pin everything that is happening on the coach, right? If we could find a way of pinning everything on him, then that's a different story. But right now we can't. We really, really can't. Like, how do you play without a defensive midfielder? How is it that the best option you have, kuma center back pairing ngakho, is to play one of the left backs? You get me? And yes, as I've said, Uzwane has his own mistakes. We are not dismissing that. Unaye unokuzenzela amaphutha akhe, but asingakhohlwa ukuthi nabadlali nemanagement oh my god, angikhwehleli. Shem. 2 weeks ago bengikhwehlela kanje. I'm back again. Welcome Kozmandla. Opet says somehow he's sabotaging himself. His team selection shows bias. He's trying hard to win with favoritism. the players he wants are not delivering. Look at Jabulo Ngcobo, for an example. Because this is exactly what we're talking about. I mean, I can't defend Zwane for this. I can't defend him for that. As much as I want him to continue coaching the Chiefs, but I can't defend for what Obed has said. Like, you cannot keep Ukweneka a grounding and tell me that you want what's best for you. Forget what's best for the team. If you want what's best for you, which is you to keep the job, then what's best for you is what's best for the team, which basically means it's reverse, because what's best for you is to probably play the players that you like, but playing the players that you like or that you think are good enough is not helping the team. As such, take out those players, bring in the players who are going to give us results. It's as simple as that. Uhlanti, I hear Uguti Chiefs is just quiet and they're not negotiating, renewing his contract, yet we're still playing him as if we're planning to have him next season. Engabe, we're starting someone already on that side and we're working with whatever. Because here's the thing, we talk about Uhlanti or Mashiane, for instance, Uguti, oh, he's bad defensively, but Uhlanti is not better defensively. If I'm being honest, he's not good defensively. Mashiane, yes, the worst part ngayo ukuthi he also gets clumsy. But what do you call what Hlanti did at the weekend? It's also clumsiness. So at the end of the day, it's always like we are bad Mashiane, but no Hlanti we are bad. So what should we do? Do something about it. Make substitutions. Bench these players aba underperformer. So at the end of the day, we're still remaining with this thing. Ukuthi Zwane is self-sabotaging, and that's a fact. That's a standard thing where he sabotages himself, and that's a fact. We just need to put it there. Agna but there is that. It's a fact standing on its own. Then there's another fact on this hand as well. The management hasn't backed him. That's another fact. You cannot oppose that. These are two facts that coexist at the same time. And then you have another fact which completes the trifecta, which says abadlali bayabos. So if a coach owns ama mistakes, you have management ebhetayo, you have abadlali abangastart serious. Bring that together, it's a triangle of bad results and inconsistent performances. Wow, that sounds good. When I listen to myself, it's so weird, right? But you bring in these three things together. Abadlali ababuzayo, coach, management, it's just disaster. So I'm saying, Mina, let's fix something. Management, we know they've been a problem for the longest time. So then profile players and bring in players who have the right attitude. Well, you can profile that, maybe right attitude, but ihanga yabadlali, you can tell abadlali ukuthi umdlalo unehanga. Please guys, please do like the video. Abadlali abalambile. We see now ukuthi the younger players with Chiefs are the ones who are hungry, and people usually hide behind experience, but experience doesn't give us squat. At the end of the day, we end up getting good performances from the young kids. And then I ask you, Guti, where is the experience now? And then Uteo says Zwane is deserving to go because of his attitude. He's repeating same mistakes. It's not that he doesn't see what we're complaining. Yabona Theo again. Making same mistakes again, vele kind of puts you in a bad place. Yoguti, people are like, what's wrong with you, right? It's like, what is your problem? Yeah, kukona loko, and it's putting him in a risky place. And if I woke up tomorrow and I heard Uguti Zwane got fired, I would say, oh man, I would have loved for him to stay, but he did this to himself. I would literally say that, because I can see him week in, week out sabotaging himself. I would like for him to stay, but he's sabotaging himself. So there's nothing that I can do. He say Indonesia. You understand? Well, there is something that I can do. I make videos, we express opinions, people comment, and I can bet this. I don't think out of all the people with Chiefs, I don't think there's all of them have never seen a single video from this channel. And besides this channel, because it's not like I'm God or I'm the goat of tactics. Angazi lutho mina, ngibuka nje ibhola just like everyone who's watching right now. And then I can say ukuthi Pimenyimana is not good enough. And everyone else, literally everyone else, knows ukuthi Pimenyimana is not good enough except Uzwane. So it's those things that make me say he's doing this to himself at some point. Umthanda umuntu, umfisela izinto ezinhle, and then aqhubeka bad. It's like a parent. I'm not a parent, but I'm just making an example. It's like a parent who's raising their kids well and hoping for the best. It's me here defending, mangete ball. Ubizwe isabotage yena. The next thing ingane ikhulelwe iqhuba isisu lapho uthi akodwa ngikukhulise kahle nje wena. So it's like we can try as much as we can, but umuntu naye mayithathela ama decisions akhe that will throw him under the bus, then ultimately he's causing harm to himself. And then Obed says he's saying Gezana is better than Ngobo. I think we have bigger issues than Ngobo versus Gezana. The bigger issue is Ngobo versus Kwinika. That's where it's at. You cannot tell me what you prefer Kwinika over literally now any other defender that we have. Or literally like, because the other idea, guys, it's not even like we are trying to get like Ukwinika benched, right? Or never to play for Chiefs again. No, we're trying to get him to be benched, and at the very least for him to regain hunger, regain focus, and come back a better player. Because if then he knows what there's quality, then he comes back and then he's a better player. But if he's just playing knowing what it's just my position, Mangete would pick me, a complacency is killing us a lot. Then Ushoti says, no, Mpilo, Sundowns can beat Chiefs 5 times without a coach because they know what they want. Njani God. Phela ukhumbula ukuthi i-Chiefs also beat i-Sundowns in the previous seasons. I think there was that season where we beat Sundowns 2-1, and I think that was the only game they lost. I think if you ask me how did Chiefs win that game, I will say experienced coach, which I think was Hunt. Yeah, it was Hunt, if not Baxter, I forgot. He knew ukuthi ngizo defender, shy count. That's exactly what we did. But under Uzwane, we are not playing ibhola lama count. We are playing ibhola from look build up from the back and attacking umuntu esibuka. But the problem with that is that then Uzwane is just failing to do the right things in the second half, which is not a good thing. Guys, please do support the channel by becoming the member of this channel. If you don't know how, there is a video on the community tab, but basically you just click join on the link below and then it just directs you. You just put your card number, your CVC number, expiry date, and they just deduct 20 rands. By doing so, you help me buy more equipment to help the channel get better, equality of everything that I do here. And yeah, because I do work hard. As I said, it's 1 a.m. here. I'm up making videos. I'm lives. I've already posted another video already about defenders that Chiefs could sign, but I'm also making this live video. So your contribution, your subscription, or becoming a member will help me massively. Thank you. And then the next one, and there are also perks that you can enjoy, like early access to content and loyalty badges next to your name when you are commenting, like Abompo, like Abomandla, like Abotemba, shares lapizat. And then Usimba says, how about bringing Shaba? If you're bringing Shabalala to a technical team, I don't think that's a good idea, because if you're bringing in Shabalala, you're bringing in another person who's not experienced. Like, because Ushabalala, last I checked, he doesn't even consider himself as a retired player. So if Ushabalala is still considering himself as a player, kangakanani Zwane who's actually coached over 10 years, good development, granted, but still, if you bring in Shabalala, you're bringing in another player or person without experience, Simba. So I think that's another problem. A Calvin Johnson, Lusanda says a Calvin Johnson would be great help. Just get him or Farouk Khan to help Zwane. I wouldn't disagree with that, because Calvin Johnson went and helped Upito, and it doesn't seem to me like one who has a pride. Ukuthi ibhola Calvin Johnson, wasn't it the defensive type? But if you're just gonna bring him in as an advisor and to also advise you on tactics, okay, I will deal with the defensive side, focus on the building up from the backside. Okay, team needs to be solid, because he knows how to set up a team, Calvin Johnson. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know who he is, because I didn't watch him, but I've like every other game that his team plays. But these coaches end up being known because they do things and they have been around the game for the longest times. So yeah, and Farouk Khan, he's been at Chiefs before, and Zwane, I'm sure, respect to Farouk Khan. So he needs someone as Omhlonipa that he can work together with on experience as well, so that this thing can be steered forward, because right now the situation literally looks hopeless. And then Shorty says, Minangit, Chiefs needs a European coach. Shorty. Coach Zwane is not a problem. Only Sunday he made a mistake, guys. Mina kubidale yakho yele yakho shoti nama-European coach ngiyakuyeka shem. And then Utheo says, also look at him when we score. You can see the whole bench are celebrating, but Yana is just looking away. I don't blame him for that, man. I don't blame him for that, because he celebrates, right? He does this, but he just holds his breath. I know coaches who do that, because especially if there are teams, because I'm kunegama elifuna ukuphuma nje, elifuna nje ukuphuma nje lingiqhathe noJesu, but he knows ukuthi his team, after they score a goal, they just like, oh, screw this, we're winning now. So in a way, after scoring a goal, Zwane is like, yes, bazokwenzani-ke manje lapha, nkosi yami, bangarelax. Ileyo nje into that because now when they scored that goal on the 7th minute, I was like, come on boys, because that's what I do. I literally say that, come on boys, hey, yeah. And then I was like, yo, it's early though, it's the 7th minute. Guys, I literally feel like the Chiefs should score on the 80th minute and then they can defend, because whenever they score early, I just have a bad feeling. And I did too on Saturday. So on Sunday. And it's the same thing that I feel like Zwane, it goes through Zwane's mind ukuthi I love sebezongibhedela-ke. Icala sekukuthi sebekorile. Sebezovele babhedeke. And that's exactly what goes through my mind. So I don't think that's like a big deal. It just gets worried. The Extreme Family says hi. K-News says Coast Nation aware. K-News 24/7. Football Freak says picture quality is superb. And evening, by the way, Putwami. Aware Football Freaks. Yeah. Thank you. I was busy testing and changing things, trying to see if it's good enough. The Extreme Win says Chiefs will win on Saturday. Hey, I wouldn't get ahead of myself. Poise in the house. Poo poo poo. Xolile says Mpilo sawubona se. Dube FC sidliswa ngenkani phela. How can you put Dube ebandla kanje? Ubanda cwelwe amjida. Xolile, wenzeni uDube? Like I would like appreciate if you shed a a detailed thing yokuthi yini enze uDube, because if we can blame uDube for anything, it would be the third goal. That's the only time that you can blame uDube ukuthi maybe he could have tackled the person, but the person was already in the box to Makhubele. So tackle Makhubele in the box, that's a penalty, and now he's in worse trouble yokuthi why did he do that. Hlanti runs past, Makhubele runs past him, Omati, everyone just watches Makhubele run. Why not foul him outside the box? uDube kwase late. There's nothing that he could have done. You look at the other mistakes, there's nothing that he could have done. The first goal, uDube was making sure ukuthi Umtizwa cannot turn around. He did his job. Umat lost to Makhubele. Makhubele nicks the ball off uLokhunja, Umtizwa. Because again, if uDube touches Umtizwa in the box, Umtizwa feels the slightest of touches, or referee sees the player go down in the box, that's a penalty. So there's nothing that we blame uDube for. It's just that he's an easy target. Uhlanto was lisa clean because he could have blocked the ball from coming across. Umat could have tracked uMakhubele, umuntu wakhe. 2 clear mistakes. Ubengeke mfethu abe nenyawo ezo4 uDube amake uMakhubele aphinde amake uMtizwa. There's no way. And then UK News says we're in talks with Sundowns for Charlie. Like why? I understand. Like why the hell are we in talks with Sundowns for Charlie? As abantu iChiefs yangichaphaza man. Chiefs yangichaphaza. No confirm iminyaka yalomchita lo. Andile Jali is 32. He's turning 33 this year. Turning 33. Turning 33. Why would you talk to Sundowns about a player who's turning 33? Temba Shezi says Kosi awe Temba. Sierra says Panpilo uZwane uyazidlisa ngalama subs akhe and nalabo Kwinika bakhe. Zwane have favors. Kwinika made mistakes every game, but Zwane still played him. Ngobo made only 2 mistakes, but isn't playing him. But guys, I think y'all don't want to listen to what I say. I have been saying this. Like, I don't know whether I should even keep boards that say uZwane uyazidlisa ngama subs akhe ne-favoritism. Ngiyakuvuma lokho. I said it since the beginning. Zwane does that. That cannot be like dismissed. It's the truth. It happens. We see it every week. Angikuphiki lokho, right? Angikuphiki lokho. I said it even beginning of the video. Ukuthi Zwane does that. It's a fact. We know. We've seen it. But let's not neglect the other facts as well, because the existence of one fact does not dismiss the existence of the other. These 3 things, poor management, poor coaching, and poor players, they can all exist in one place. And then you have Theo who says, oh my god, I'm a comment asemaning. Okay, Theo says, we draw the game against Maritzburg if it was not cup game. Again, sidlala nabantu abashodayo. We draw. Yes. And then Justice says, Utituma Mema must declare Kaizer Chiefs as a national disaster and hire Minister of Technical Team and the coach. And then the Extreme Family says yes. Lusanda says as soon as Dove is available, he should be our left back. Full stop. Dove showed glimpses of what he's made of. The club signed him. Now it's time they pair him up with Njabulo again. And that's the problem. People are are busy saying Udube was list. I mean, I would say ukuthi from game Saturday, I was actually impressed. He looked more comfortable on the ball than the other defenders that we have. I would say actually closed a gap, got Dove successfully. Sidliso are my usual suspects. We did not lose because of the poor Dube. We lost because of the usual suspects. If you ask, if I go away and let's just say this weekend I'm busy, oh my god, I'm busy, class, and I come back and you tell me what our Chiefs idliwe, ndizothi mina sidliswa ba ukweneka uhlanti utoli bemenye imani ugejile. I know ukuthi obani abazozidlisa before bazidlisa. So yeah, azidliswa ngoDube, abantu abayeka uDube. Ushoti says most problems at Chiefs management, guys. They must make our team more players in one position. Must have 3 players, guys. After they promote Duba forward because they don't want to give him a chance. Again, that's on Zwane. See? Ningabe senta ngimgxeka uZwane. That's on Zwane. uZwane again umuntu uze wamnikeza chance ngoba sekuphoqa. uZwane was playing well and had one bad game and then he got benched and he's never played since. So it's that thing again yokuthi Zwane could have done better there, but he has benched the boy. Listen to Qhamuka. So again, like, why are we still playing Upimenyimana? That thing perplexes me. It really does perplex me. Like, I like uZwane, but I don't like Upimenyimana more, and that just makes me so angry at uZwane for doing things like that. Uyaphi uCaleb gaming? I look ngakhuluma uCaleb because my blood pressure just goes. Ooh. Hayi mangikhuluma ngoCaleb bafethu. Yes. Ha. I don't think there's a player who frustrates me that much. Yo. Caleb frustrates me. Yo, Caleb frustrates bafethu. Yo, Caleb frustrates, I mean. Akekho lo mjida, yazi akekho. Like, it's like you are playing not like with 9 players. Yes. Ewadlisa uCaleb man. Ngathi udlala ngabadlali abawu8. Makhona uCaleb egroundini. Because umuntu my short is, it's a player maybe who's not marking. That player makes you feel like there's 9 of you grounding. uCaleb ufika kushotise, that's 1 man down, and then he makes life difficult for the people who are supposed to pass him. That's 8 people. And then the person who has the ball, because he can't find uCaleb, has to pass the ball backwards, basically now putting pressure on our defense. So by playing Caleb, you're effectively playing with 7 players, because he will take himself out and take 2 people with him. Caleb young frustrated, I mean. Yes. And Umpo says Arthur Zwane is a team mascot showcasing Chiefs merchandise. Bobby's the one calling the shots, arrogant as he is. Tell me something, the earpiece in Shepherd's ear, Ian. Glenn actually brought this thing to my attention. Not to my attention, he just brought it up again. I dismissed indaba earpiece because of the fact that I have seen ukuthi sometimes the people who sit on the bench, one person wears an earpiece in case there is like an injury. Then the doctors will talk. Let's say the player is injured on the other side of the field, and then the doctors can say, hey, the player is injured, sub him. Yeah, but he's not going to be ready to come back. And then the assistant coach can then make a decision. Someone must stand up and warm up, right? So that's why I've dismissed the idea, because I don't have proof and I don't want to gain a reputation of being a conspiracy theorist channel, right? Yeah. And then Ifan Sihle Skelemu says, Awe, he's here, Awe Sihle. And then Thokozane says, the team not do ball work, they must do ball work more than anything. Not to mark it as Pegane. There is no confidence among themselves, no combination play. They just play. Have you noticed how whenever Umtu is on the ball, please guys do like the video. Speak and go like about 50 because we're 15 more minutes to get 28 more likes. Like, let's just get to 50 likes before the end of the stream. Have you noticed how Umtu, when he's on the ball, he just holds on to the ball. He looks for the next pass. I pass it. And that's what I also like about Ustebe. Ustebe gets on the ball, doesn't waste the ball, finds someone else. Umat usually ends up wasting the ball because that's one player who's also not playing with confidence. But if you look at Umtu, plays with confidence. I'm a combination. We've seen those combinations. But the rest of them, it's like, why bengakwazi ukudlala ball? And then Sierra says, let us bring Dan Dance to help Zwane. Dan Dance went to Royal AM and they were doing this thing of co-coaching and whatnot. And eventually, Ama Pride ended up clashing. So that's my problem. Good. The last thing I want would be the team that will have to what's this thing? To decide which coach do we listen to, which is why I still say if anyone comes to Chiefs, it should be clear, even if you dance, he's there to assist, nothing else. You're not here to coach, you are here to assist. We have a coach, you are here to assist. Tabo Mukone says, Kosi says, Mpilo, what I blame Zwane for is changes. Player can be good for many games, but if he's not putting performances, replace him in time. That's why we need good and clever assistant coaches. Yeah, that's what I've been saying, Guti. These changes, Zwane, are not convincing, and keeping players who are underperforming, that's not good enough. And then the Extreme Family says we need a number 6. Yes, we have established that we definitely need a CDM. Paul says Dube was just confused now. Effects of not getting game time. But he still played better than Quinnick. I will say that. He still played a better game than Quinnick. And that says a lot to a player who's been away for like an entire season, comes back and he performs better than players who have been playing literally every day, every game. Then it tells you ukuthi there are levels into this game. Mthobisi says Lot uhlandi bamphambanisa if ulidlalile ibhola akukho easy ukumaka umuntu ngale ndlela abantu abamiyeka umakhubela usehotha nomathi. No, I'm not talking about marking. I think I said this even in yesterday's video. I said this after the game. I didn't want Hlandi to mark umakhubela. Bengifuna amhlabe. Let's just make this very clear. You understand? Here, I am not talking about marking. I'm talking about fouling, not breaking his leg. I am talking about holding him. That's what I'm talking about. Let me demonstrate. Hey, what's going on? I'm talking about this, holding him like this. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted him to hold Umakhubela down. He was going to get a yellow card, but he would have prevented that goal. Now, Bomat, no KG, they could have done the same thing. I'm not talking about Mark, it's gonna be easy. No. Mhlab. Mina nje ngizolokhu ngisho lento ngangiyinkomo ngiyaziwa nje ngiyinkomo ibhola ngikho mnandi kodwa wadlula kimi ngizokuhlaba. So ngeke lokwenza ama tricks around me because I establish ukuthi ngizokuhlaba and ngaze ngaba proud ukuthi ngihlaba abantu, but I will hold you. Team yami, I can take a yellow card then be subbed, but I will not let the team concede a goal. That's not happening. Sipo says Zwane is the problem at Chiefs. Why didn't he play NH? I don't know who's NH. Yeah, I don't know who's NH. And then Simba says, what I loved about Chiefs is they did not lose 4-2 like Villa did against Arsenal. Well, if Villa is a smaller team, so we're not comparing apples to apples here. Simba. Given says, Charlie's move for me makes sense. At the moment, no one controls the tempo of the game. I don't know, maybe it's coach's instruction, but everyone seems to be on a hurry when they have the ball. It cannot be the coach's instruction, because remember when he introduced Umatlo earlier on in the season, he said it's because he wanted someone who's going to control the tempo of the game, because everyone is just rushing the ball. Please do like the video. So it's clear Uguti Uzwane does not want this thing yokurush ball, but they still do it. And that is why ngithi mina sometimes indaba experience iba inkinga, because sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Because if you're taking a player osedlale i-lifetime yakhe yonke ukuthi when I get the ball I kick it, ngeke umfundise umuntu esena-30 ukuthi hold on to the ball, bheka abadlali, pass the right play. You cannot. Kanti with omdu it's easy for them to still teach them. Laba abanye asebebadala don't do that. So with that then, Charlie turning 33, how long is he gonna give us? Sundowns is already struggling to get game time, so Tati rejected Sundowns. So we are saying we want to compete with Sundowns, but we are taking players that Sundowns considers not good enough or surplus to requirements. See where I'm going with this, Uguti. You cannot tell me, Uguti, the level that we want to get to is saying, oh no, this is like not good enough, but you can take it and then get to our level. We got to this level using prime Charlie, but when we're giving you subpar Charlie to get to our level. Make it make sense. I'm just saying. And there's not to say Charlie can come to Chiefs and have one good season or two good seasons. But then after that, what happens? Because the thing is, we're building. So if we're building, then let's have someone who's going to give us 5-6 years. We are born Ngomash. When Ngomasha came to Chiefs and then he just gave us, I didn't know how life was going to be like for Chiefs after Ngomash, because he was just unique in what he did, controlling that midfield. Katsande came in a different way, but you need those players to be there, to be available for a long time. Injury. So if you're going to have a CDM, it must be a player who's going to be reliable. It's also just beyond the Miyagag. It's just about okay, fine, una 33, but can you give us 4 seasons? Because we just need, here's what we need, is to just know we're scoring goals. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, in midfield say control. Okay, that's not a problem. Or we're good defensively. If ungathiwa nje sinento to right, so angikwazi ukuba noJali ozoba khona sometimes akekho, because then what happens is we have a problem. So that's why nginenkinga naye. Umpo says, did Caleb even kick the ball? While balekela, even if it came to him, I think he ran from it. Uvumani says Sitebe has improved. I agree. I prefer him over the young Zwane. Nalento leyo kusebenzisa nje amalokhunja ama adjectives. Yabo nje uZwane. Mele manje simbize ngoZwane. Singabe sathi uyoung Zwane. But I get it. I get what you are talking about. I get it. Sorry. I know what you are using young Zwane because there is the older Zwane, which is a coach. Who is a coach? I was actually teaching kids that thing today. Which, anyways, I think it's about time Umat gets a bench and then play Umat out, leave Umat out and play Usitebe and Umat. No, Usitebe no Zwane. And then Manda says Caleb, the Ronaldo of South Africa. That one is a striker. Manda says Caleb needs a Ballon d'Or. Hayi bafethu. Lusana says, yeah, futhi Zwane must stop playing both Sithebe and Mat. It is not working, Bandla. He has to play Hadebe or Zwane. We need more forward passes. There is no use of just passing the ball, just nje. Vele bafethu, uMathi mina nje angifuna lokhu edlala. Akaye ebhentshini and think about what he has been doing the entire season. Umandla says, Mina, I think it's quality and I see this from Du. Du is performing at a higher level than his teammate. That's my issue. Ngithu how is a 19-year-old performing better than the so-called experienced 35, 33-year-old people? Umpo says that one must be taught football basics. Malda says, I'm convinced that Caleb needs to go play basketball. We must convert him to be a keeper. Sierra says, if we start a game with Dolly, Caleb, Hlante and Kunika, kuyafana nokuthi siyashota, kuyafana nokuthi sinabadlali abawu-7. Standard. Mr. Mpilo says Tapelo, awe Tapelo. And then Cooks says, Kanti, what's Shepard's role laphan? Angiyiboni nje into yakhe. And sesiside kakhulu isikhathi ekhona. And unlike if we're 4 minutes before we end the live stream, indaba isekutheni bobabili abekho experienced, so sometimes nje the blind are leading the blind. Akuna advice ebhekile yokuthi at some point they just do izinto that are not so smart, and then we are in trouble. That's what I'm trying to say here. And then Mpho says bashilo but he's a hip hop artist. Snoop Doggy Dogg outing niyeke nanikhuluma not. Usimba says good luck versus Real Madrid. Yo, bruh, you have no idea. My day is gonna be long. I am going to another school to teach before I go to my center to teach. So I'm sleeping at 5 after watching a game in Liverpool, and I have to wake up at 8, be at work by 9:45, and then go to that school and teach that 1-hour class from 10:30 to 11:30. Then from that, I go back to my center, and then I have to teach until 7:30. That's abuse. That's actually abuse. I should have complained. Now that I think about it, that's way too long. That's like literally 9, no, not 9. Almost 10 hours of working. 9. Anyways, a sequel up. Simba, good luck versus Madrid. I hope we win. Mara, who scouted Caleb? I want to know who that person is. The worst part is that he got through the first filter, Yoguti Ezekma trials. But on top of that, he then passed AMA trials. Amazing. And unlike it's just amazing how Caleb went through the filters. But you Caleb in fact is a miracle worker. I can't believe I said that. Oh my God. Caleb is a miracle worker. Don't sleep on Caleb. Caleb, it was almost guaranteed the Chiefs were not going to sign him. And all of a sudden, he pops up. He gets signed. Caleb gets injured. Did you see the tackle on Caleb? Caleb was supposed to be out for like 3-4 months. How? The dude comes back 2 weeks late. Guys. Okay, nama miracles. And then Ulonwabo says, let's be patient with Zwane. They must release players because they're only milking money. Jali is not an option. That's true because it's very old. I agree with you on the second part. The first part, thinking Uguti, releasing players will cost money, which Chiefs does not seem to have. But yeah, can we have Dr. Kumalo as a striker coach and assistant coach? UDoctor angafundisa ama-midfielders, i-striker angazi angayifundisa kanjani. Hayi mele manje uCaleb simtrendise as Caleb the miracle worker. Mina vele uDoctor can come in and be an assistant coach. I wouldn't mind that. And then Charlie says the young Zwane stats were so good against Sundowns. Were so good even against Sundowns. 6 turnovers and 5 long balls completed. 3 successful tackles all in one half. I don't know why he's on the bench, Bill. Bozuzwan, does he even check those stats? Where did you get those stats, by the way? Was it DSTV or that Lado, my new stats, what SNL? I don't tell before I end the stream because I need to check these stats as well because yeah, we need to see these stats. Team yonewabheka lama stats when they are making decisions, or they just say, oh, so you are playing today. Uncle says Mtu has a great football mind. He should just give like 5% of his brain to Sehot. Wow, what an insult. As I'm on fire on my insult. Mustn't cartel, I'm very insulting. Let me just stop. Charlie says, Mpilo, we need Kaizer Chiefs therapy after every loss so we can come here and vent. I have my post-match videos for you to come and vent. I post those videos, but then now I realized yesterday, Uguti, even after the loss, I still had a video on Monday where we just talked about the loss and people were still here venting. But what I want to say is that I don't want to have these sessions because angifuni isiloku sidliwa, so I can't make it official. I don't want to make it official, like I don't because manje kuzothiwa nabonke nansi oke channel efuna ukukhula ngokudliwa kwe-Chiefs. And funny enough, not funny enough, what I like is that my conscience is clean ukuthi I know that my channel grows more when Chiefs wins. So I am looking forward to Chiefs winning, because whenever Chiefs is losing, my channel doesn't grow as much. I grow either way. Abantu bayeza bezobuka regardless, but there are more people who watch when Chiefs won because they are happy and they want to see what is going on. And then Charlie says, don't forget the hat trick of penalties. He's a miracle worker indeed. Ngakutshela wena Kele Pipoza utumpo the Black Panther. Umanda is saying, hi, 5%. I'm telling you, if Umtu gave 5% of his brain to Usehota, Usehota will be deadly. You wouldn't recognize him. He would be very deadly because he has a skill in Yaweni. He has the pace. He just doesn't have the brains. Guys, no, thank you for watching. I don't want to continue insulting people. Thank you for watching. I will see you on the other videos. Please go check out the video that I put out about our defenders and go comment, leave comments, share the other video, the shorter video, because people don't like watching longer videos. Share the shorter videos to your WhatsApp statuses, wherever, to your Facebook, wherever. Let's grow this channel. Come on, Makosi. If this channel grows fast enough, I'm coming back to SA. You know, I want to come back home. Please, I want to come back home. I'm always sick in this country. I want to come back home. Please. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the other videos and on the live stream tomorrow. And until next time, remember, equals. Alphela umoya. Wait. Alphela umoya impela. Kodwa abantu abavotile bo 103 and people who are saying Zwane will finish the season with 69%. So, yeah. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. dun 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 dun.